Hey guys, it's Joe, and in this video I'll be doing something a little different. I'm going to be mixing a drum and bass track that I've been helping someone with. They're very new to music production, and this is a track they've been working on. It's still a work in progress, so we'll just be working on the first half as it's more complete than the second half. So first things first, I know they've got contact here, which I don't actually have, so I'm just going to change that to ES2, so it at least plays something. So just give it a quick listen. Okay, so first things first, this audio file here is playing in between these hi-hat notes. So we're just going to make a new audio track for that and copy it over. Now it should sound better. Okay, so we're going to do it up to the drop. So first things first, we're just going to adjust some levels. So we're going to open up our mixer, we're going to play a brief section where quite a lot of things are going on. I think this high-pitched noise is a bit too loud. I think it's this. Yeah, so we're just going to turn that down a little bit. I think that's a bit better. So I'm only really going to be doing corrective processes, as the creative ones are purely down to him, who I've been working with on this. So for here, for example, we could put in some side chaining on the kick to make this pulse a bit more, but that's completely up to him. So I'll keep going and just adjust some levels for now. Okay, I think he's automated this as well, which is fine, except I think automation should be left to last, and it's getting a bit too loud there, so just going to drop that back a bit. A bit more. That's a bit better. Gonna adjust that so it doesn't get any louder, and it can do the change to that after the. Wait, what? Okay, that shouldn't even be there. We'll just get rid of that. That should be better. Yeah, that's a bit better. Now I'm just going to check some of the EQs he's done then, so I can see they're a bit all over the place. So for the kick, I'll just solo this. Hear what it's like with bypass as well. Okay, so it's got quite a long tail on it. So I want to bring some of this back in. Then we can want to change that as well to -48. So it's completely cutting out the high end. Might add a bit of punch around the mids. We definitely want to get rid of that. We also want to reduce this a little bit, bring it down to about 3K, and leave a little boost, and narrow the bandwidth of it, bring it over a little bit more. Okay, so it sounds a bit better in context now. I think he's layered it with this space as well, so Okay, this one sounds a bit sludgy, so I'll take a look at this one as well. I want to get rid of a lot of that. Just see what sounds like in bypass. Okay. You want to get rid of a lot of this. Might add some around here just to give it a bit more of a bit more attack. See how they sound together. I think this kick still has too much tail to it, so I might get rid of some low end a bit more. I think that should be alright. Okay, I'm just going to add some compression to this. I think I just got rid of the distortion. There we go. In fact, let's have a look at that distortion as well. Okay, sounds pretty good. Maybe reduce the drive a little bit. There we go. Right, now we'll have a look at the compressor. So I tend to use 4:1 ratios for kicks. This is a pretty go-to setting. Reduce the threshold a bit, make it really punchy, and then just drop the overall volume down. I think he's automated that as well, so I can't actually move it. One of the reasons why automation should be done last is because you can't really adjust your levels with it on. I don't know why it's even on over here. Just gonna turn that off. Okay, right. So we'll just drop that down. Add a bit more makeup again, just to make it really punch through. Cool. Nice. Probably do a similar one for the layer. So yeah, 4:1 ratio for basses and kicks, really good. Just see how that sounds. Again, we'll just drop it down a little bit. So they're a bit more relevant in the mix now. Ooh, okay, EQ on this looks quite interesting. So a lot of high ends taken out. Right. So low end frequency cut is fine. If anything, we want to bring that up some more. We want to get rid of a lot of that. Probably change that to 0.71. Bring it up. Drop some of this down. So it's given this as drum and bass, there's going to be quite a lot of low end. I think we want some high frequency from the hi-hats here, so we're going to give it some small boosts up in the high end. Make it a bit narrower. I think that'd be a bit better. Anything, yeah. Don't really want to take too much high end out of the hi-hat. Maybe get rid of some more of the low end. So I'll just be lost in the bass anyway. Cool, I think that sounds alright. I know he had the violin track on this channel as well, so let's just have a listen to this. Okay, it's quite interesting. Again, we'll get rid of some more of the low end. We need to adjust these. A lot of these EQs are a bit too over the top. You don't need to have like 10 dB increases on them, on anything really, in EQ. So just change them a little bit, make them a little bit narrower. You want to have more precise changes opposed to just really large overall adjustments. So let's have a listen to that. Bring back some of the high end in, because again we want some of that to balance out the mix a bit more. Sounds decent. Now check out these hi-hats. Yeah, let's bring some. Ooh, actually no. I think it sounds a bit better down here. It sounds a bit too brittle with all the frequencies in it. So leave that as is, that's fine. I think it's going to be a similar case for this one. So obviously those two are working together. Yeah, that's alright. So you've taken out all the low end there just because it doesn't exist on it. So reducing all the wasted space is really good. Let's check out the snares. They sound quite crisp. Just have a look at his EQ on that as well. Again, we'll just change the high pass and the low pass. Oops. Right. Again, it's a very narrow, a very wide adjustment. Sorry, it's very vague. Want more precise changes than that. Just go in and loop up a bit closer. There we go. So what I was doing there is if you boost frequencies in quite a narrow spot like this, it's a lot easier to find the frequencies you want to get rid of. So when it's boosted like that, everything's going to sound pretty nasty, but it's a good way to narrow it down and try and find the stuff you want to get rid of. So having done that, we can just put a little cut in there, like so, and we want to boost around here a bit more. Maybe get rid of some more low end. There we go. And again, we'll add a bit of compression to that. Go for a 3-1 this time. It doesn't need to be quite as aggressive. This is a bit more in the background. Sounds a bit clicky, so I'm just going to increase the attack on it a bit. There we go. Reduce this layer a bit. Okay. Those hi-hats might actually just add a bit of EQ to them. Just want to get out quite a lot of the low end. Just loop up a bit where it's full volume. There we go. So around there, get out a little bit of that high end. I probably want to add a little bit over here. Again, a bit narrower. Just have a small boost at around 7 to 10k, and maybe another smaller boost in the high mids. Just makes it sound a little bit brighter. Let's see what this is. That's just a loop he's putting, that's fine. We'll just leave that as is. Okay, so it's got a sub kick here. I might just move this up here so it's with the rest of his kicks. It's just because it's good to keep them all together. Okay. Nice, that's fine. Get rid of all the high, don't need any of that. Maybe bring a bit more. There we go. Bring this over. What's he? There we go. Just get rid of that as well. Reduce that somewhat. Make it a bit narrower. I think if we want to boost it around 80 or so. Nice. That should add quite a nice boost to his kicks. Nice. Again, I'm not too keen on how this sounds, but I think it might just be some preferences. He'll need to change in massive. I mean, he might like it, that's fine, but it still sounds a bit too sludgy to me. And I think it might be the bass itself opposed to any EQ or anything like that. Might just get rid of some more low end actually. Yeah. There's some of that and some more high end. So I think we need to keep some of the growl on it to keep it a bit more aggressive and in your face, but it was a bit too much before, so let's see that. Yeah, I think that's a bit better. Right, so we'll just check out his claps now. Oh, he's pretty standard, there's nothing particularly special going on here. Just check his EQ. Yeah, that's alright. Nice, get rid of a lot of the low end, maybe bring back some more high end. Change these ones though, of course, because they're a bit too broad. Okay, that's cool. Drop that down a little bit. Narrow that down. That might just get rid of that one. Bring this one up a bit more, I think. Increase it. At 2.5K. Make it a bit broader. Cool. Hi-hats from before. What else have we got going on? Just got some sound effects here, which obviously we won't need to change. Have a look at this quick. Might just add a bit of EQ to that to get rid of some of the low end. Okay, so it starts disappearing at about 500, so we'll get rid of about 450 and below. Just a tiny bit off the high end as well. There we go. Now we do have the chords here, so I can't really change them because he did them in Contact, so I'm going to have a completely different setting for them, so there's no point in really adding anything. Okay, so now I'm just going to add some reverb to a few bits and pieces, like the kicks and snares. So I'm just going to set up a bus for that, so go into bus, get a new one, go on here, down to reverb, put on our space designer. I'm just going to get a medium room preset, go for a percussion room, see how that sounds. So boost the volume up. That's way too much. No, I don't really like that one. I think I might go for a smaller space actually. Let's go for this one. Nice, that's a bit better. So we're gonna add this. We're gonna add this bus to our two kicks here, our three kicks in fact, and the claps and snares. So do them all individually. I can't really notice it on this. In fact, I might just. So when you're doing reverbs, you want to turn it up to where you can just about hear it and then just drop it down a little bit so it's noticeable, but it's not really in your face. Needs to be dropped down a bit on here. That's a bit better. Right, now go to our clap. I think that might already actually have a reverb on it. Somewhat. I think it's just in the sample. That's okay, we'll leave that as is. Do the snare. Yeah, we'll add a bit of reverb to the snares. That's alright. So we just started to hear it there about 18.5, so I'm just going to drop it down to like -21, -22. So it's still just about there. Drop this down a bit more. So it's good as you're going along to just play back the whole track and all the parts playing together, just so you have a good idea of how they sound together. Because if you're just hearing the parts solo, it doesn't really show how everything will work with one another, and it might sound great on its own, but it will sound absolutely rubbish with everything else. So okay, those hi-hats still need to come down quite a lot. It's fine, let's try that. Okay. I think these risers need to be dropped down just a little bit, so anything's sounding a bit too all over the place. It's automated as well. Okay. Should put it all down. What about this? Nope, nice. Turn down a little bit more. That's a bit better. I've just noticed this other kick as well, I think. Don't even know what that is. It's a crash and some other random percussion. Okay. Sure. Let's just go. What's on here? Okay, cool. Just have a look at this. Drop out quite a lot of this high end, as you can see it's not even being used. And that should do. Just drop that a little bit, narrow it. I think we're going to want to boost this, as it's one of the main parts for this frequency, so just make sure it stands out the most. Okay, just subtle differences, that's right. Again, might just add a little bit of compression there. It won't need much, it's just kind of background. Make the make out 0, put 2.1 on it, reduce that a little bit. Bit more makeup gain on that. Increase the ratio a bit, it's sounding a bit weak. Make it a bit louder. Of course it's compressed, it's alright. Automated even, not compressed. Cool. So just sounding a bit more balanced now. Okay, so this is a really good start to a track. It just needs quite a few tweaks and whatnot here and there, mainly with EQ, and again the automation definitely needs to be done at the end. It's fine to put it in with your build-ups and stuff, especially with little parts like your rises and sound effects along here, if they're only coming in once, but with hi-hats and kicks and stuff like that, it's definitely good to put them in the end so you can get your overall balance sorted first and then put the adjustments in afterwards. I hope you found this video useful. If you have any questions, please leave a comment or contact me via my website. Thanks a lot for watching. Cheers.